What's going on, everybody? This is dkdynamite, and today we're going to be talking about some exciting content that's just about to drop, plus early details on Season 3. Definitely stay tuned. But before we jump into that, be sure to hit that subscribe button down below, drop a like, and also as a reminder, we got plenty of brand new content going up over on dkdynamite.com for those out there that want additional coverage for multiplayer Warzone and zombies, in the form of articles, of course, plus plenty of tweets every single hour on Detonated's Twitter. Now, something a bit unusual did happen with the launch of Season 2's initial patch, and that is the fact that the usual leakers and data miners did find a lot, and I mean a crap ton, of early details about the next season, which is of course Season 3. Now, typically we see a couple of bits of info here and there about upcoming seasons, but more often than not we end up seeing a bunch of early details about the next major title update, which in this case is supposed to be Season 2 Reloaded. But yeah, I'm surprised with how much has already surfaced. We're going to break all that down here in this video. Refer to timestamps down below if you want to skip around to very specific topics. The first thing I want to mention, which is about to release in the next couple of days, is the cursed ammo skin, which you're going to end up getting by completing the Horde Hunt Challenge event. By completing 4 different collections, you'll get the Killshot Operator skin, but by just completing Weak Force collection, you're going to end up getting a cursed ammo skin. And that looks to just be a cosmetic reskin of the ammunition box, which you could of course use in multiplayer or Warzone, but you can actually use field upgrades and zombies. Now, considering this is a zombies themed event, I honestly had a feeling, but now I doubt, that this could have been some form of new ammo type, kind of along the lines of what we saw in Extinction during COD Ghost, where I think during post-launch they ended up adding other ammo types that you were able to use. We don't really have that in zombies, but it would have been cool if that was a surprise update here for Season 2, since the other rewards you get in the event are of course for MWZ, but this wasn't mentioned anywhere in the recent blog post or any official tweets, so it's probably just a skin that you can use in select modes, not actual zombies. Now, before we continue, I just wanted to remind you about MitchCactus.com, where you can get assistance grinding camos, nukes, or schematics in MW3. These guys do not use unlock tools or any bannable methods and will actually help you play the game. Mitch Cactus is also supported by Trustpilot with over 10,000 verified reviews. You can use code Dynamite for a limited time to save 5% off your order. Now, for those that have been wanting a 1v1 type of playlist inside a multiplayer, that's apparently on the way for MW3, but it's unclear when that is going to drop. Could be a surprise for mid-season or something being saved for our 3rd season of content, but either way, we've seen plenty of CODs in the past add in a 1v1 type of mosh pit, so I'm glad that is something the Sledgehammer is going to bring back to the table here for Modern Warfare 3. But speaking of upcoming playlists, for those out there that were unaware, Dome is actually making its way back from Modern Warfare 2 2022 into this Call of Duty. It'll be added into the MW2 Moshpit playlist whenever that makes its way back in during Season 2. This was something confirmed in the recent Season 2 Creator Call, but wasn't actually mentioned anywhere in any official blog post or over on Call of Duty's Twitter. But for those out there that follow Detonated, you're probably aware that we reported on this just a couple of days ago. Now, there's apparently also going to be a 2009 Moshpit playlist added in, featuring, I guess, fan favorite maps from 09. That's obviously what this entire multiplayer is based off of, but I guess they're going to pick some of the fan favorites and throw that into a throwback 2009 type of playlist. But other playlists will include Rusty Meat, Ship House, Ship Meat, Shoot the Ship, Meat House, Mediterranean, and then Layover, which is going to be for Terminal and Departure. But those other playlists I mentioned, of course, will be added in once we end up seeing DOS House added during Reloaded. So DOS House will be added in, and then I'm sure throughout many upcoming seasons we'll see a bunch of little Moshpit type playlists, which will feature DOS House, Shipment, Meat, Stash House, and plenty of other fan favorites that are here in Modern Warfare 3 multiplayer. Also, don't forget, during mid-season, we're getting 2 map reskins, one for Skid Row and one for Terminal. This will be a part of the new Vortex event, which is going to bring back the 3 Vortex maps we saw in Season 1, and they'll also be adding in an XP-focused challenge event with plenty of cool rewards. And there's even an operator skin that I talked about in a previous video, which is also themed around the Vortex update, and it's unclear if they're going to save this for a future season, or if this is for Season 2's Vortex update, but I'm going to guess it's probably the latter. I did make a separate video a few days ago talking about all upcoming bundles and exclusive gameplay previews on everything to do with Season 2's cosmetics, tracers, blueprints, and much more. That is going to be linked down below. But speaking of skins, we apparently have Devin Booker as well as Cheech and Chong making their way into Modern Warfare 3's item shop at some point. Take all rumors, of course, with a grain of salt, but Cheech and Chong would make sense for some type of 420 collab, which will be after Season 3 comes out. That's what I'll say about that. But then for Devin Booker, we did have a Kevin Durant crossover last year for Modern Warfare 2, so it looks like we'll get maybe at least one NBA collab every single year. That's kind of cool to look forward to. But when it comes to Season 3 specifically, here's a bunch of info that got posted over by COD Warfare Forum over on Twitter, and it's of course a bit of a collective effort amongst all those usual leakers. They kind of put a bunch of info out there in the form of tweets, in the form of Rumble videos. There's a lot of info out there right now that could be a bit overwhelming to keep up with, so that's why I make these news roundup videos as often as I can. So it looks like, starting off with multiplayer, we're obviously going to get at least 2 6v6 maps. Now, it was confirmed by Sledgehammer that with Seasons 1 and 2, we would end up getting 3 original maps in each, and that's been the case. We now have 6 original maps inside of Modern Warfare 3 multiplayer, but in regards to what other maps we're going to be getting for Seasons 3 through 6, here's what's going on. So they confirmed a couple of months ago we're going to get 12 original 6v6 maps post-launch, but hey, quick math, there's 6 maps left to come out with 4 seasons. I'm going to exclude Season 6 for a second because that's probably going to be another Halloween-themed season completely. We should maybe see 2 maps for Seasons 3, 4, and 5, or they'll have it a bit differently where we get maybe just 1 original map for mostly the upcoming seasons. Then Season 6 could round out with 2 or 3 originals. Let's just see how they're gonna do it. But this of course does not include the potential for remasters or maps for gunfight, ground war, etc, etc. But these are codenames for upcoming operators. We have Lambda, Kappa, of course Devin Booker, Cheech, Chong, and then we even have Snoop Dogg. So we'll apparently be getting a new version of Snoop Dogg maybe during Season 3 for another 420 celebration. Unless it's been misinterpreted, these are the codenames right now for Season 3 operators. But then we'll be seeing skins for the following. So we have 2 for Lambda, 2 for Kappa, 2 for Enigma, 1 for Makarov, Swagger, Riptide, Alpine, 2 for Price, then 1 for Ghost, Corso, Jet, and even Raptor. Again, this is premature information, doesn't reflect the final skin count that we're going to be seeing in our 3rd season. But then we apparently have 3 new executions also releasing, one called Buzzsaw, one for Wontan, not sure what that means, and then one that's called Brownie. So we're of course going to be seeing a bunch of new executions, whether it's for collabs or whether it's through various bundles that release throughout Season 3. New weapons will include the Compound Bow, the MP9 Machine Pistol, the Bell Assault Rifle, and the Morse Sniper Rifle. Those last 2 weapons I mentioned are of course from Advanced Warfare. There are some other rumored weapons, like I think it was the Spaz and even a ARX. I think those have been canceled according to these leakers, but of course take that with a grain of salt. We also have new gear for multiplayer, which include Dauntless boots as well as Squad Rage. Now these could of course just be code names or are the actual names of the pieces of content we're going to be seeing in our 3rd season. But then going into zombies, there's actually a decent amount that's known already, surprisingly, for our 3rd season, and I'm going to guess most of this for Season 3 Reloaded, since right now it's to be assumed that a majority of new zombies content will only be releasing going forward during mid-season updates. But we're going to be seeing a new rift, a new Dark Ether section, so to speak, which I guess we're going to be seeing more pieces of Al-Mazrah, if I had to take a guess. We're then going to have a story mission or Easter egg objective tied around Ava, investigating relics, cleansing them, and facing somebody known as the Champion. There'll be a champion boss added to MWZ throughout Season 3, and then with the relics you can find or objects, we're going to be seeing a bunch of different abilities and attributes tied to them. So you'll be able to do extra zombie damage, you'll have extra speed, and special vision when using some of these artifacts, I guess if you want to call them. And it looks like we'll be getting a similar content pattern every single update going forward, which is again getting a new zombies update that entails new rift you can go through via an act mission, then an Easter egg on Urzikstan that lets you get back into the rift. Then when in the rift, there'll be different contracts you can do that allow you to earn brand new schematics. But on top of that, we have brand new features for zombies, which may be canceled or may be coming, including a dead drop locker, exfil balloon, a citadel, a portable buy station, a weapon locker, something called defib, decontamination stations, black sites, and even ATMs. These could of course be left over from DMZ, Warzone, might be canceled entirely. Take it all as you may. But then moving into Warzone, it's rumored right now that Rebirth Island is going to drop in our 3rd season based on all the information that has surfaced from the usual leakers. Apparently they found several references to the fact Rebirth is coming in Season 3. We also have the Specialist perk package reportedly confirmed for Season 3 Reloaded according to these people. And if you look at that Raven teaser that released, what do you know, a Specialist perk package is sitting on Rebirth Island. So both of those pieces of content may be saved for the 3rd season. We also have features like biometric scans, power cards, Squad Rage, and even payment phones. Now Squad Rage was mentioned as a multiplayer update, but maybe that's something also coming to Warzone in the same season. But then new vehicles for Warzone will also include a Cougar MG, a JTLV Little Bird, a Cruiser 2008, a scooter, and the Techno Rebel armor. So that's everything we know so far about Season 3. Didn't expect to make this video so soon. But as always, we're going to be getting more information from these usual leakers on Twitter once Reloaded rolls around on March 6th. Once that happens, there'll be plenty of info for Season 3 and beyond about Modern Warfare 3 and Warzone, which I'll break down here on the channel and over on Detonated. But that is about it. This has been dkdynamite. Leave our thoughts down below in the comment section. What are your thoughts on everything we know so far about some upcoming content for the remainder of Season 2 and even a bunch of premature info about Season 3? We learned a lot more than I thought we would have at this point in time, but then again, it's cool that we're getting this out the way now in the case that marketing or teasers and even leaks ramp up for Black Ops 2024. I really hope you've enjoyed, and peace out, everybody.